So quick disclaimer, if you just want to go and enjoy 1.0 and have fun, this is probably not the video for you. There's heaps of great improvements in 1.0. This video is focused on some feedback or some criticism, and you might find it a downer if, that's not your thing. It's hook disputed. They define the game. They're going to be 60-70% of punches thrown in most matches. They're OP and out of balance in 5 main ways: accuracy, speed, mini stuns, recovery, and range. I'll give you some quick examples. In terms of accuracy, you can see I'm landing 75% of hooks with RJJ against the AI, 78% of hooks with Eddie Hall against the AI, including 74 counters. The animation speed of the punch is high. Often it feels quicker than a jab. If you want them to be quick, that's fine, but it needs to be in balance with the rest of the punches. Mini stuns are short little hit reactions of about a quarter of a second where your box is more or less frozen. At the moment, they are overly linked or overly triggered by hooks. And the consequence is, you hook, you get a little mini stun, and the next punch that you throw is almost a free hit. And obviously recovery frames, the boxer doesn't retract their arm enough after a punch, and you can chain them extremely quickly. I don't know what they're worried about here. Maybe they're worried about combo flow or something, but you just have to pick a level of recovery frames that you are comfortable with and make it consistent across all punches. Range has been spoken about a lot. It's still too long. They're working on it. Defending on the inside is much harder than simply leaning back and defending on the outside. It should be hard to defend on the inside, but not because you don't have tools that work as well, just because you're in range and it's hard to do. So you can see from these clips, if you lean back without particularly thinking or doing anything special, you'll avoid a lot of punches. Another thing is, when you lean back like that and you do get hit, there are no real consequences for it. Here's Usyk talking about the Joshua fight.
Listen, and then you have one problem, because this position is dangerous. If you wanna do step back like this, not like this, because this is dangerous. We see.
So when we try to weave or lean on the inside with our guard down, which is supposed to make you quicker or lean further or whatever, or with our guard up, it's much harder to avoid punches. And you might say, yeah, I mean, of course, dumbass, you're actually in range and it should be harder to avoid punches. But I guess what I'm saying is that, when you lean back, that mechanic is really easy to make work, requires no skill at all, and you avoid most punches. When you try to do the same thing on the inside with no skill or no concentration, you basically get nothing. And that's because the mechanics are out of balance. So just to finish on this point, I don't want them to nerf the backward lean. I want them to bring the defending on the inside, the tools, up to a similar level. On the backward lean, if you do get hit in that position, it should be a critical every time. And maybe more broadly, it's an opportunity for them to completely rework the weave, because it's not boxing technique, this sort of circular roly-poly thing they've got going on. In boxing, it's more of a triangular movement, and you can look at what Overhand Interactive have done with it, or at least what the video shows that they've done, and it looks really good. It looks like real boxing. Punches need balancing overall. Sometimes it feels like there hasn't been enough reference to what currently exists when they make a new punch. And so the speed, the damage, the recovery frames, the tracking, they're just out of whack with one another. There's a lack of consistency. So you can see here, just with the naked eye, that the speed of body hooks is much slower than other punches. Here, the power jab is slower than the rear power hook, which is a punch you rarely see thrown in boxing. Here, look at how little damage the regular straight does, even when it's a counter, compared to the massive damage that our standard hook does. Way out of balance. The two main things with the AI for me are that it's a bit predictable and that it doesn't have a balanced punch set to work with. So you can see here, if you throw a single jab out, the way that it reacts is the same every time. It'll throw this flurry at you. You lean back and you can just do whatever you like, basically. Likewise here with the new forward straight, it's not landing them at all. 0 to 5%. So the AI doesn't avoid punches that aren't working very well. Um, and you can see here 74 counters. It's because it's predictable.